Hello, everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online. In the last episode, we continued our work on the main storyline, tracking down the person who was impersonating a priest of Nalthal. We found out it was Unger, if I remember his name right. The guy we've been kind of dealing with ever since that street brawl we had in Alda. And it turns out that he had cut a deal with the Amalja to kidnap these people in exchange for money. And so now that we had captured him, we planned to lay a clever trap for the Amalja using this individual as bait. Unfortunately, he had an agent in the Immortal Flames and double-crossed us. And we ended up in a trap of our own, and we got captured by the Amalja. Now we need to confront Ifirit, their primal god, in the Bowl of Embers. So that is where we are at right now. So that is a multiplayer duty. So we're going to go ahead and queue on up and go in there and see what happens. So we'll go ahead and do the duty finder. And we are not doing the duty roulette. We are doing a trial. The Bowl of Embers. Owing to a betrayal, you have been captured by the Amalja and taken to the stronghold of Zanrak, there to be given as an offering to the primal Ifirit. If you are to survive this fiery encounter with the Lord of the Inferno, you and your comrades must fight with no less than every ounce of your strength. Should you fall, your souls shall burn for eternity. Alright, we're probably going to blow through this pretty quick. Just saying that up front. This is not a hard fight at all. Alright. Bowl of Embers. Join. There it is. Instantaneous Q. Gotta love it as a tank. Lord of the Inferno, hearken to our plea. Lord of the Inferno, deliver us from our misery. O mighty Ifirit, Lord of the Inferno, your humble servants beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. O mighty Ifirit, we bring before you ignorant savages who know not of your godhead. We please you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with your cleansing flame and mark them as your own. Bloody hells! Bring those two as well. What's going on? This ain't what we agreed. Oh, we got those guys too as well. None but servants of Lord Ifirit may behold the rite of summoning. The souls of unbelievers are forfeit. No, spare me, I beg you. Pitiful children of man, by my breath I claim you. Arise once more as my loyal minions, feed my flames with your faith, and all who stand against us shall burn. O mighty Ifirit, my one true God. Your words are my bread. Impossible! By what sorcery do you resist my master's will? Apparently we were not influenced. Could it be? Your soul already belongs to another? Yes, that is the only explanation. Forsooth, thy frail mortar frame can serve as vessel to the blessing of but one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon thee. The truth of thine allegiance waxeth clear. Thou art of the godless blessed number. The paragons warned of thine abhorrent kind. Thine existence is not to be suffered. Alright. They all had to wait through that. Right, here we go. Turn Ifirit around so he's not facing the party. Bring him to the edge of the arena. I'm gonna sit here and do my Skull Sunder rotation on it. Just gotta trust this healer. Come on, healer. He's going to occasionally unleash these AoE attacks behind him. See, the reason why I want to turn him away from the party is because there's that breath attack and it will really hurt people who don't have the defensive capabilities I do. Surrender thyself in the fires of my judgment. Alright. Switch to damage. Come on, healer. Oh. The nail is up. Okay. That infernal nail over there needs to die as fast as possible. I need to make sure that Ifirit doesn't kill the people who are trying to kill the nail. Oh, come on, healer. Alright. Now he's going to use his ultimate attack. Oh, we didn't kill the nail fast enough. Alright, so let's try again. If the nail doesn't die in time, then his ultimate attack kills everybody. Help this healer out a little bit. Using my potions. Try to do a few Skull Sunders. There's a nail. Not set up to talk to the party. Did we get it? Did we get it? If we live, we got it. And we lived. Alright. Get over here. Come on. Don't stand. Alright. So that was center. And now there's going to be a ring on the outside of those things. So I'm going to move towards the center a little bit. There they are. Back. Make sure that the party doesn't get breathed. My potion? Someone's using a limit break. There we go, now he's down. Pray forgive my lateness. Oh, this is Thancred. I was delayed by a congregation of Amalja zealots. I swear each seemed more evangelical than the last. Persistent lot. Here. I see the Bloodsworn wasted no time in extracting the captives. No less than I'd expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for those two, it's fair to say their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer for. I feel I owe you an apology, Ayame. Had I known this mission would prove so dangerous, I would never have left you to face it alone. You have been given a veritable baptism of fire. Let's continue this conversation in more agreeable surrounds. Camp Drybone, shall we say? This way, sir. So that was the mighty Ifirit. This is Nero Tol Skeva. And what a disappointment he was. The readings are nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Uldan interference into account. Should know better than rely upon 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland, given the troubles at court. We have only ourselves to rely upon. Ever the pessimist, my dear Livia. Promise me you'll never change. I've wasted enough time here. That meter of yours is too old to give any reading worth a damn. Not that there was aught worth a damn for it to read, but I take your point. Suppose we must content ourselves with knowledge that we have achieved our primary objective. Yet I find that I am troubled by that adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plans? Perhaps, but that is a consideration for another time. You have been given a task. That is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. With allies like that. Beware a woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. Alright. And everybody's already left. Now, what they end up doing in later fights like this is actually giving those cutscenes after you try to leave. Alright, so let's get out of here. Alright, here we are back at Camp Drybone. And of course, I said that we'll probably, win this real easy, and we ended up losing on the first attempt. That was interesting. It's been a while since that's happened to me in the story mode version of Ifirit. Alright, anything else we have to do? No, doesn't look like it. Alright, Thancred. What's with all the bodies here? Ah, there you are, Yame. Come, rest a while. You will have no better opportunity. After witnessing their god's ignominious defeat, the Amalja will be less inclined to risk our wrath, for a time at least. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use to you or the abductees. They may be whole of body, but the same cannot be said of their minds. For once a man is tempered. But it ill suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst all our misfortunes, there is still reason to rejoice. Ifirit is slain, and by your hand, no less. That is a deed of no ordinary individual, Ayame. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I have long suspected that you have the potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. Minfilia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to my bearing the tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to this mission. You, meanwhile, have earned yourself to rest. Take some time to relax and return to the Waking Sands when you are good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves. Of course they won't. Alright, report to the sign of the 7th dawn at the Waking Sands. Which I see no reason why we can't just head over there right now. Alright, so as that is a bit of a walk as usual, I am going to go ahead and pause the recording, and we'll be back when we're entering the Waking Sands. Alright, we are back at the Waking Sands. Into the Waking Sands, yes. Let's talk to the sign of the 7th dawn here. Ah, the triumphant hero returns. Thancred told us the news upon his arrival. He is presently in the Solar giving a full report to Lady Minfilia. You should join them at once. Lady Minfilia is most eager to see you. Dawn wrist guards. My late arrival nearly cost Ayame her life. I wasn't there when the Amalja took her prisoner. And I wasn't there when they served her to Ifirit. Yes, by some miracle she survived, but that does not excuse the fact that she should never have had to face such dangers alone. I failed her utterly. Just as I'm failing you all. What's done is done, Thancred. You can ill blame yourself for every... Ayame, it's so good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Minfilia with your heroic exploits. Thancred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great. Yet a part of me believes that I had no cause to fear, and now we can put paid to our long investigation. As we suspected, the Amalja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal Ifirit. Nor is this tale limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa Lominsa and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious as to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume aether if they are to maintain their presence here. And the stronger they become, the more aether they require. Now, aether exists throughout creation. It flows through all life and permeates the very air that we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifirit. Nay, he and his kind require a more concentrated source of aether: crystals. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals can often be traced back to a primal. Which leaves us with the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of aether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon toward which a primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together, or etheric coalescence, which grants the being's physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give. In order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process to which you yourself were subjected. Yet even as Ifirit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remained unaffected. This is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We know not the why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though a greater power protects us. When first you came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are a new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. The immortal flames assured me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. You may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of the respite, Ayame. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who felled Ifirit, I fear you will have nary a moment to yourself. Whether she intended to or not, or no, Minfilia neglected to tell you something. Something I think it would best you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. I am sorry to report that all are to be put to death, the flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse. But once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the primal whom he cannot choose but worship. And so we Scions continue our fight that no more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Ayame. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses of his people suffered. Till next time. Gods forgive me. How many more lives? Louis Schwab would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. Alright, there we are. So might as well go ahead and pick up the next quest from Ifirit. Ifirit is wearing a wry smile. Might it have something to do with your newfound fame? Except... until not so very long ago, you were but one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way in Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought or reward, confirming to Y'shtola and the Scions... that the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifirit. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, Ayame, or rather, you have guests. Beg pardons? Ah, Lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I'm given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsa Lominsa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Ayame, your recent exploits have garnered you the attentions of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifirit's bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit, that they have as evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Ayame's deed spread so quickly. That the immortal flames should know of her triumph is to be expected, but what of the other grand companies? Your reputation precedes you, Mistress Yatsurugi. 'Tis no ordinary woman who can face a primal and emerge the victor. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant women such as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelves Wood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Mistress Yatsurugi. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. A woman of your talent belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. As do many others in Limsa. Long before the rest of Eorzea took note, your name was well known to us, owing to your valorous deeds on behalf of our citizens. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Limsa Lominsa to the shores of glory. Lady Minfilia. Very well. Though I'm quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help to clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limsa Lominsa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which of the grand companies best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day need not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so. And yet, I can see that it is no small choice you face. A thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I am given to understand the leader of each grand company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You are as wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well, let Ayame hear our leader speak, then return here with her decision. We eagerly await your answer. I know full well that adventurers are by their nature a liberty-loving breed, and not best suited to discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a grand company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Yame, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet however vigilant you are but one woman in the midst of a grand company. You're but one woman. In the midst of a grand company, however, you will be one woman amongst many, a friend among friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangements. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The grand companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expected you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow you to stay in touch regardless of location. Eorzea is changing, Ayame, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now, it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Totaro. She will apprise you as to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. A lot of dialogue there. Alright. So now we are going to be deciding which of the grand companies we are going to be joining. It makes the most sense probably to join the Maelstrom in Limsa, since that's where we started. That's where our class is located. That's probably what we're going to do. But we need to go through the whole quest. Where? Oh yeah, Totaro is outside, right. Alright, what do you have to say? I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Ayame. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly and often to a few too many people. Next time, I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of the 3 services. An Elder Seed Seer Kan Isena will deliver her address at Miketo's amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Redania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah, where Flame General Rauban Alden will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there's to be a special guest. How exciting. Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in Limsa Laminsa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merlvib Blofisvin will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry, Xanthale, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you find the remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. Basically, that means that we can go to them in any order we want, and they will accommodate. Now, there is one thing I need to do that I noticed here, is I need to talk to Nedric Ironheart. Hello, Halatali. Nedric of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn has some useful information he wishes to share. We're going to set up this. Hail there, adventurer. I am Nedric Ironheart, an explorer by trade and a scion by allegiance. And you, my friend, look to me an adventurer in need of a challenge. I happen to know just a place that will offer it to you. Tucked away in a corner of eastern Thanalan lies Halatali, and it is there that you will find all the excitement you crave. The place boasts a storied history. It was built some 100 years past as a training ground for gladiators. The calamity laid ruin to it, though, as it did to most things. No, Halatali is a shadow of his former self, but in the dark of that shadow lurk wild beasts, both bloodthirsty and beyond count. For one such as yourself, I dare say there is no place finer than Halatali to test your skill and refine your technique. Indeed, I've taken the liberty of passing your name along to the flames who oversee the place. Should you visit, speak with one Fafajoni near the entryway. Okay, so he has some other quests that we'll need to take a look at as we progress. But Halatali is an optional dungeon that we might want to do. Alright, so we have things we can do. Let's see, where is Halatali, by the way? It's over here. Gonna have to camp Drybone. Might as well just go turn it in anyway. But I think I am going to prioritize joining one of the grand companies, because it is the grand companies that allow me access to mounts. Finally. So, we're definitely going to be doing that. We're probably not going to be doing that this episode because we're getting a little long here. So I'll probably just finish this over here at Halatali, and then I'll end the episode, and then we'll go through that process there and join our grand company. Alright, Fafajoni, Flame Private. If it is the halls of Halatali you seek, you need seek no further. Permit me to tell you something of this place. The name comes from an ancient tongue, Halatali meaning the land of many shadows. It was here that our distant ancestors first settled, and you have not come all this way for a lesson in history. Listen. Do you not hear the howls and growls? Do you not feel how they shake the very earth beneath you? Those sounds are the work of no wind, my friend, nor that rumbling of the doing of any shadows. Those are the calls of Halatelli. For now, the beasts once kept for the Colosseum lurk here. And these are no gentle beasts broken by the hand of man. No, there are those within that even the might of the immortal flames cannot tame. The look of you, you must be a Yame, yes, I received word from Nedrick that you might be along. By his recommendation, I grant you leave to enter freely. I only pray you are able to find your way out. Alright, we don't need the iron gauntlets anymore, so we're just going to take the bronze pieces. And now we can enter Halatelli if we so desire. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to end this episode here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you next time.